Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 video here today. In this video, I'm going to be going over this week's update and patch notes, and we do have quite a lot to cover this week, as not only did they come out with the brand new quest, Violet is Blue 2, but we also had a Ninja Strike this week, the first time they've ever had a Ninja Strike alongside an actual content update, and I guess it's just because they had some things they wanted to get in before the end of the year, because if you didn't know, this is the last update of the year. They are going to be taking the last 2 Mondays off, I guess you would say, because it's the holidays, so there's not going to be any updates, which makes sense and I think is perfectly fair. And I think they've been doing a really good job with the monthly content releases for the past few months, to round out the year. So I'm really hoping they continue in the new year with this cadence of having something new every month rather than over-promising and under-delivering. So far, I think it's been working well, and I'm looking forward to how it goes in the new year as well. But anyways, as I did mention, Violet is Blue 2 was released. It's kind of the replacement for the Christmas event, I guess you would say, although Santa and his giant Christmas cracker are back at the Grand Exchange, as you can see by this Christmas cracker paper that I've received. So you can do that to get those rewards and some construction XP as before. Pretty sure it's going to be like unchanged from last time, so you can check that out. But yeah, Violet is Blue 2, I kind of enjoyed the first quest, and I didn't really see the need for a sequel to it, but they did go ahead and have a sequel, and as far as I'm concerned, this quest is not as good as the first one. It's kind of, one thing I really don't like about it, and I did mention this in my quest guide, so if you are looking out for a guide to the newest quest, you can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. I did make one of those. Although it is a very easy quest, I doubt most people would really even need a guide. But one thing I didn't like is how for pretty much every time you moved anywhere, you would like have the screen fade to black and you would just show up at another place. And I can't remember if that's how it was in the first quest. I assume it must have been, but it was just a bit more abrupt and obvious and came to mind a lot easier in this quest, I guess. I don't really know if that's a valid thing to say, but that's just my opinion and how it felt to me. And there weren't really any puzzles at all in this quest. I remember in the first quest there was at least something with like an ice sliding puzzle. I don't remember how hard those things were. I don't think they were too hard at all, but at least they were there. This one was really just talking to a bunch of different people and doing some extremely easy item finding in various locations. So, not the most exciting quest in the world, but it is a very, simple, easy quest to get done, and does give an additional quest point onto the list of quests we already have had. But we haven't had a really big quest in quite a while now. I'm hoping next year they have some sort of big quest release. Still holding out hope for Elemental Workshop to come out at some point. But yeah, that quest was released. Again, I do have a guide. Check it out in the description if you're interested. They have also started another Yak Track, so there is another one of those, and I clicked on this and I don't see the Yak Track here, so that's a bit suspicious. I'm not sure where exactly it would be located. Of course, you do have the Yak Track list or whatever that you get, but I'm not able to actually find it within the interface anywhere, which is kind of annoying. I have no idea why that is. Thought it would be there considering it has the symbol, but I guess it's kind of overtaken by the whatever you call it, the advent calendar. I guess I'll have to check Berthorpe. That's where the person usually is, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. However, there are quite a few patch notes in this update that seem to have addressed a lot of the issues with the previous Yak Tracks, with tasks like construction and herblore having been made a lot easier, it sounds like, from these patch notes. So I'm glad they finally made those changes, as it was a really, really annoying when you had those crazy, ridiculous tasks that would cost you like billions if you wanted to do for like construction. But yep, as you can see, just as usual, there are cosmetic overrides available throughout, and pretty much nothing new in terms of the actual way it works. But yeah, it's whatever. I mean, I don't really have a huge opinion either way on Yak Tracks. The cosmetics are usually pretty cool, and if you're into that kind of thing, and you like to have tasks to do that you can just go and do and actually get some reward for, kind of like skilling version of Slayer, then this probably works out well for you. Looks like they got some of the cosmetics on display here. I kind of like this one a little bit. The I think that's called the Permafrost Knight Armor. Pretty cool looking, not too bad at all. And then we have this, which I don't think has a name. That's pretty decent looking. Kind of looks fairly similar to dinosaur hide armor, though. That's for sure. And then you get the that's the new Yak pet. It's like a reindeer type one. So yeah, that is the Yak Track. I mean, I don't have, again, not a whole lot of opinions on it, but one thing that is in this event, and I don't see an example of it here anywhere at the moment at least, but they do have like a moving 3D model of it on the update page itself, and that is the fairy pet that you can get, and I think that was the thing at the very end here, wasn't it? Yeah, this pet right here, the fairy thing, it's actually like a super good looking model, to be honest. If you check it out on the update page, it looks really good. And I think that they really should take this sort of thing and update Xanaris. And I did see on Reddit someone posted about that, and the JMod did reply and say that that is probably something they're looking to do in the near future. I mean, if you go to Xanaris now and look at the fairies and compare them to this one, it's like insane how different. So yeah, I think that's a good sign that they could use something even from the Yak Track to update the actual game and some, have some sort of pretty cool looking graphical rework in Xanaris. So maybe we'll have that to look forward to next year, not sure. But yeah, that's the Yak Track. And then they do have Ninja Strike number 16, and they have this one focusing around Diango, I guess. And as far as I could tell, there was only one real big change to it as far as I was aware, as far as Diango goes, and that's basically when you are searching in your bank, it will now show items that you can get from Diango as well without having to go to his interface separately. So I'm going to give that a shot here. But they also said that his messaging has been improved, and he has also got a bit of a better UI. So I'll check that out as well. I'm not sure if that UI converts over to the one in the bank here. This looks the same as far as I can tell, but let's just pick out an item that I'm pretty sure I don't have in my bank. The slime ball. Let's go ahead and search for that. Slime. Oh, there you go. You can see it right there. It separates it nicely as well. Search results Diango. So that is honestly pretty freaking nice. I like that a lot. Makes it a lot easier if you want to pull out a skilling. Like how easy is it to just... Oh, okay. Well, that I have to pay for. So that's obviously not going to be a good example. I don't know which of these like skilling outfits I would not have in my bank at the moment. Probably, let's see. Well, I hope like the fire, let's see if the fire warrior helm, hopefully that doesn't cost anything to reclaim. Let's click that. Yep, and it's just as easy as that. Goes straight in your inventory. So it's basically just like using the bank unless it's something that costs a fee to reclaim. So a pretty big improvement there, kind of combining those two interfaces into the one search function. I like that a lot. And let's see what they have here. Retrieve. Okay, I'll be honest, I can't really tell the difference. I feel like these buttons weren't as responsive as they are now. They used to be like a bit of a lag when switching these tabs maybe, but other than that, I don't notice a huge difference in terms of the interface itself. So yeah, I don't really know if there is one or not, but they do say that the UI was given a bit of polish. So bigger icons and a more accessible search bar is what they specify, so I guess not very big changes, but still nice to see. I really like that search inclusion in the bank. That is very nice for sure. The other thing listed under this Ninja Strike is they have finally released the Golden Reaper title, and that is for completing all boss collection logs. So my Hardcore Iron Man series finally has an actual title objective to aim for. And for those of you who may be wondering about that series, I will be returning to it at some point in the future. I'm just currently working on a different goal at the moment that I want to get finished before returning to that series. So there will be details on that once I get, towards its completion, I would say. But I'm hoping to have it done maybe in the next month or two. I'm not sure. I really need to get grinding on it if I want to complete it ever. So it's going to be quite a grind. The only gripe I have with this Golden Reaper title is that it does not require the next AOD chests, which is kind of lame in my opinion. It just requires the regular next AOD collection, which to get the title of the Praesal, you just need one chest and then the pet, a codex, a wand, and an orb. But you don't need all the chests. And if you do get all the chests, your of the Praesal title will be golden. But I feel like for Golden Reaper, it should include that as well. This is kind of similar to me to the way they did the Clue Scroll collection logs, in that they didn't make it require the full Master Clue collection log to get the golden version of that title, which I think they should have. I mean, the golden titles should be the absolute highest level and most complete version of the thing that it is for, that you can accomplish. So that's just my opinion. It seems they're not going that route though with these types of things, and it's kind of disappointing to me, but at least there is already a separate thing that you get for doing that next AOD collection. Also, based on this, looks like they have added the Santa hats to bosses. Apparently the ambassador doesn't get one, but you can see Raksha's is very small there. I'm not sure. I guess they only have them for the older versions of bosses. Oh, they even have them for Rots. I didn't know that. Or not the older versions of bosses, but the older bosses in general. Maybe Raksha has one. They thought of adding one to him. No, they did not. Well, that's something they do most years, is add a little Santa hat to the bosses, and that's something I just noticed there. And then there was a couple of other QOL changes that were also listed under that Ninja Strike. The first one you can see is an example of here, and I like this one a lot personally because it's something I would often forget about on my Iron Man, is keeping my invention machines working. Whenever you log in now, you will have a message showing you when your machines have finished. So that's really nice. I like that a lot. It also will tell you if they've run out of charges. So that is, of course, very nice as well. And yeah, that's just a nice little improvement to keep you aware of when your machines are ready. And it is a login message. I don't think they will tell you while you are actually playing when the machine finishes, but maybe they would. I'm not sure. But still, very nice login message there. I like that a lot as well. And you also will have gotten, when you logged in today, a letter in your inventory for the RuneScape 20th anniversary, which is not until January, and the event begins on the 4th of January. So yeah, that's all that really is. You can look forward to that when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it, of course, as it usually is a pretty interesting little thing they have going on in the crater. So I'll be sure to cover that when it comes out. And then as far as other patch notes go, of course, something that you might have forgotten because of all the things that they added with this update, they did go ahead with some Raksha nerfs today. They did nerf his overall damage by quite a bit, as far as I understand it. I haven't actually been back there yet today, but there is a bit of a nerf to his damage, but his enrage is now more effective. So his maximum damage is actually still the same. And basically every percentage of enrage that you get now is doubly effective to his damage. So if you weren't keeping his enrage low before, you definitely want to make that a priority now, as it will increase the damage quite a bit more than it used to. And yeah, that's pretty much the main change. But they also decreased the rock damage, which I think is definitely something that was needed, just because they're so random. They're more similar to the 1000% plus enrage rocks at Telos than they are to anything else. They really, honestly, in my opinion, should only fall on the player like the rocks do at Telos below 1000% enrage. I think that would be a lot less annoying. And sure, they could be quite frequent, but I just don't think it's very nice when they're dropping on the pools when you're trying to bladed dive on them and stuff, and maybe you didn't even see the rock start to fall because they can fall across the room from you. It's kind of annoying. And yeah, they did reduce that damage from, I think it was usually around 6k down to 4,000-ish, I've heard, which I think is honestly still too high. I think it should be more like 2.5 to 3k, just because it's kind of I don't know, it's not that great of a mechanic. It doesn't really feel that good to get hit by a rock that you didn't even know was coming, or something like that. But yeah, that is all they really changed with him. But they also say that he will no longer be changing targets in duo randomly, which is nice because that was annoying, especially on the last phase when there's one person who's staying in MD to bait out the tail swipe. If he changes targets and you don't notice, he will be using the purple bomb instead, and that can be really annoying to stunning you and all that sort of stuff. So that's nice to see. That seems like it's an issue whenever a new boss is released. It will just randomly change aggro if it's a more than one person fight. You'd think they might have had that sorted by now, but of course not the case. They also have made it its affinity to melee higher, so that while it might not sound like it, it does mean that it is now easier to hit Raksha with melee as the affinity is higher. And I guess that's good. Really not a good boss to melee as far as I'm concerned. It just doesn't really work too well as a melee fight. But if you do want to go through that, you can now have an easier time of hitting it. And they also say something a little nice here is that his melee attack animation will not be overridden by walk animations if you run away from him. So that can be nice, as sometimes I do like to run under him to walk my combust or something like that. Or if I'm dodging purple bombs and stuff, that can be, you know, kind of hard to notice that he'll just randomly melee splat you when you don't even see the animation. So yeah, and they also fixed the bug that was happening where if you died right as you entered phase 4, you would be stuck on a black screen till you logged out. That was something I saw some people experiencing, so that is good to see that they addressed that. And I think that is just about it, you guys. Quite a long list of patches and updates there. A pretty good week for sure. I'm happy to see they did finally come out with the Golden Reaper title. People have been asking for that for a while. And, you know, I guess the nerfs to Raksha, personally for me, aren't going to make a huge difference. But I'm hoping for some people that it might help them get their kills in easier now that the damage is a little bit less punishing if you don't let his enrage go up too high. And I did, of course, if you missed it, I did, of course, make a guide to Raksha last week when he came out. I can go ahead and link that in the description as well. If you'd like to give it a try now that the nerfs are in, that guide can help you out in learning the original, you know, damage and how I dealt with it, as well as all of the various special attacks and mechanics throughout the fight. So yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys. I hope you all did enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy the new quest? Are you going to get on the road to the Golden Reaper title? And yeah, what was your favorite patch note from the week? For me personally, I would probably go with that Diango search in the bank update. I like that a whole lot. Big fan of that one, because now it'll feel less bad to destroy your skilling outfits whenever you're not doing that skill, because it's basically like they go straight to your bank as it is, because you can search them right up. But yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.